In today's video, is paying $200 for a remote worth it? Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mr. Football here today, and today I'm here to review my Hudl remote that I purchased back about 2 years ago. This is a Bluetooth remote that works with Hudl and most likely other systems as well. It's very much a remote control that you can use, for playback on video. And the big thing about it is you can purchase this on Hudl.com and throughout their store, and as well as other products that they have. But I picked this out 2 years ago, and the reasoning that I picked this is I spend so much time at my own home working on film, whether it's play breakdown of our own team, whether it's scouting an opponent, and just watching film on Hudl during the season, that I found myself using, the remote control buttons on the, using just the basic, directional pad on the keyboard to kind of, give you everything. But I wanted the remote control. We had a remote control, a wired one off of an old system, in our field house. And I went through and I wanted a Bluetooth one. And so this to me was an investment. And so, yes, I did pay the $200 for this. Yes, there are cheaper ones out there. I found that this one was extremely beneficial to overall me spending less time on Hudl in a lot of ways. Using the remote control and getting used to it takes a little bit of a challenge, but overall it's been worth it, worth every penny that I put into this. My wife approved of it, which, spending $200 on, something this small, it's a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes around that. $200 is not anywhere, it's not cheap. All right. I mean, that's a lot of money, but to me, this was worth it. So I've had this for 2 years now. I just went ahead and put everything back in its box like it came, just kind of like it's an unboxing today. But here's the Hudl remote, as well as other things that you get. You have a really long, I want to say this is like a 10-foot cord that goes with, and you can plug this in and charge it. You also get the directions to your Hudl remote, and so forth. It gives you some pro tips on there on how to use it. It works if your computer is compatible with Bluetooth. If it's not, you can just use the wire, and it works like that too. So if your computer's old, like I had an old computer that didn't support it at one point, so I would just have to plug it in. If you have a Bluetooth device that allows you to connect a Bluetooth device, whether you plug it in as a USB, it all works. But it's easy to pair this thing. It gives you some stuff on the battery life here inside this. A very minimalistic way to set this up. I mean, pretty much you plug it in, it's good to go. I will say, with the remote itself, because that's the big thing, the big reason why we're here today is to talk about the remote. It's got everything here that you would need in this nice little setup. When I'm just sitting there watching film, I'm able to, just sit down there, I take notes. I can sit back and, just watch the film over and over. And, the two buttons I probably use the most are fast forward and rewind, as well as, previous and next. And so what's nice about it is that it's just really simple to use throughout, the time. And all you really have to do to get it started is you just press a button and the green light comes on. Okay. And right now it's showing up. You can see that you might be able to see that the buttons will light up. So it's nice to use this in the dark as well. If you sit in the dark and watch film sometime, it does have a laser on there. So, it will do the little red dot laser. All right, that's a neat feature. It works great if you're like in a room to present in. It works great for that, but you can't really use it on a computer screen. That doesn't work. They do have a tag play, which I don't really use as much, and then obviously the play button, which is start and stop the film. Full play button, that works nice for when you start up the film. It shows you all your data. if I'm just watching through the film the first time, I'll watch it in full screen mode. But pretty much I don't use that full screen capability, that button as much, unless I'm going through and actually, starting off where you can see the film, and then obviously pressing it through. So, there's a lot of things that with this remote, I do feel that sometimes there's been a little bit of lag, with the remote. I've also heard that this remote works better on Mozilla Firefox. So that's something that I'm going to test at a later date and see if it really does work better. But this remote has been so handy for me, as far as like game planning and just overall using, my time more wisely in this. I felt that this was a better investment for my time rather than, just looking cool and having this $200 device for coaching football. This is my personal item. I always keep it with me during the season. I'll take it with me. I have taken it with me on game days sometime. What I've also done before is, if I'm in a meeting or something, I've done this before, but I can actually hook this up to my iPhone and my iPad as well. And so I can, connect this and use the mobile app on Hudl and use the remote the same way if you had that desire. It works great if you have the sideline setups that teams will have. You've got the tent downstairs, like if you're just connecting an iPad or an iPhone to that TV or whatever device that you're using to set that up with. Like, this is super easy to use, and it connects already to that iPad, and so you can, have this on the sideline ready to go. It's super easy, and so I find that is beneficial in that regard if you do have that setup. The one thing that I will note is the battery life. The battery life for me, having it for 2 years and using it very extensively during football season, I have never had any issue with the battery life. I usually have to charge it at the beginning of the season, to get it started. Like this, it's been pretty dormant for a while. Like, this is the most action it's gotten in a while. But you can still see it's got that green light. The green light means it's charged. It's ready to go. A yellow light would say that it's halfway at 50%. Red would mean it's about to die, and then flashing. It's it's funny because on the battery that it's like I'm dying here. So, I don't know if I've ever seen it flashing, to be honest. I mean, it's just worked so well with me, and I love it. Like, it's just a part of what I do. I don't know really what I would do without it. I know I could still make my job work. It's kind of like a luxury. It's not really one of those necessities. If you're a football coach just starting out, I don't think you need this, okay? I would save your money, put your money towards other things, all right? But if you're a veteran, you're a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, head coach, sitting at home watching film, you break down a lot of film, this is a good thing to have. For me, breaking down a lot of film, this was worth it to me, especially going through hours of scout film. It just makes everything easier. That's pretty much my review. I'm going to do a later video because I really want to test to see if this works better on Mozilla Firefox, like I was hearing out on Twitter, just to see if this was better. It's super easy to set this thing up. I mean, $200, it's a lot of money, but you've just got to look at, like, I'm not going to be spending money on another remote for a long time. I plan on this using, until this technology becomes obsolete, like, I'm not getting anything else. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game in this aspect of the coaching. Other things I've done with it, I've also, I sometimes coach in the press box. We have the Hudl sideline set up. I'll have my iPad in front of me. If we don't have this at our home stadium, but our away stadiums, if we're in a really nice press box, like, I can, sit down and have like a bench to have or a table, and I can have my iPad and I can sit there and roll through plays pretty quick through on defense. And, you can roll through it quick on Hudl sideline as well. It just works great. And for me, it's just been an awesome tool. This is really kind of my first video I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of do another later video, talk about, does it work better on Mozilla? For me in Chrome, I use Google Chrome a lot more, so it just seemed to, there's a few minor things that didn't seem to work right. Sometimes it would get stuck on reverse or fast forward, where you're trying to get that spot in that play where you're trying to watch it and you're trying to reverse back and forth, and it just seems to not sometimes connect well. Those are just some minor things, but really, overall, it's been great. It works on Mac and PC very well, and I have a Mac at home, I have PC at school, so I'm able to switch this between both systems and not have really any issue. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video talking about the $200 Hudl remote. It's a Bluetooth wireless remote. There are cheaper ones out there. I find that for me, Hudl's the best, so I wanted to get with the best and, have this, review it. I'm now going on to my third season having this, and I'm just excited to, I'm welcome to talk more about with you guys if you are interested in this. We could talk more, kind of down in the comments what you think about it. Tell me, there have been other Hudl remotes that have come out, especially that ones that are cheaper. Some of the original ones that came out were corded and didn't have the Bluetooth feature. The Bluetooth feature is definitely one that I prefer now, just having the wireless capability, being able to sit back and not be constricted by cords. So that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Mr. Football. I want you guys to check out my Instagram, my Twitter. My Twitter is Mr. as in MR Football FB Coach. So MRFB Coach on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter. I've recently just posted some stuff about the Hudl remote, what I like about it, and wanted to kind of share that with the world there. And then make sure to also check out our private Discord page where we talk coaching stuff. We got some football guys on there. We talk on Discord with a little bit. And then make sure, as always, to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday for the foreseeable future, and we live stream on Saturdays. So that's kind of our current video schedule at this moment. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Mr. Football, and we'll see you next time.